Well, hello, everybody. Happy Star Trek Tuesday. It's your favorite day of the week because we talk about all of the Star Trek news of the week. And there is a lot of Star Trek news, even though it feels like there's no Star Trek news happening because all the shows are back from strikes. So they're working, they're busy working, but there's still some things happening. One thing is of the horrible nature, which is Gary Graham, who played Saval and many other things. Matt Sykes, I believe, in Alien Nation, among many, many, many other things. He has passed away yesterday, January 22nd. He was a good friend to many of us, and he will be sorely missed. We'll talk about that for a little bit. And we'll talk about Discovery Season 5 updates. There are some huge virtual Trecon announcements from somebody in this panel who belongs to the media. He's a part of the media community, or she. And what else is in the news? Oh, we have a little update from Strange New Worlds as well. So there's a lot going on. It's pretty crazy. We've got Walter Koenig is in the news. We finally know premiere dates, kind of. We know so many things. So let's just get in and talk to them. Everybody, our very special guest today, John Orchiola of Screen Rant.
Hello. Hi, everybody. Ryan, Melissa, it's been so long.
I know.
Kind of. Cool shirt, by the way, everybody. You could get your Bozeman Phoenix's shirt at the link in the description box below, the Star Trek and Chill link. Click on that and purchase your very own. Melissa Longo, what's up?
Hi, how's it going?
All right.
How's it going? It's Tuesday and there's a lot up.
Yeah, it's a sad day. It's a sad day, no matter how you try to slice it. But
Yeah.
luckily, Anne Marie Siegel is here.
Yeah, and their team.
Yep. And I'm Ryan T. Husk. I'm also here. Let's say hello to Lucia out in Brazil. We also have Galenda, Melissa H., the Matt Boardman, War Dog Heim. We see all of you, May Borello, Allison Leach Hyde. We see all of you. Thank you all for hanging out with us and making Tuesday even more special. Please make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel, hit that bell icon for notifications so you always know when we're going live, if you're around your phone, that is. And to give us a 5-star rating if you're listening in and a nice review, we'd really appreciate it.
Yes.
So let's start off with the worst news of all. And that is here's from StarTrek.com. Pull that up. You may have heard of it. StarTrek.com says, remembering Gary Graham. StarTrek.com honors the late actor and his contributions to the Star Trek universe. StarTrek.com is saddened to learn of the passing of actor Gary Graham, who played the Vulcan ambassador Soval across 4 seasons of Star Trek Enterprise. Graham passed away on January 22nd, 2024 at the age of 73. He was born June 6th, 1950 in Long Beach, California. He made his acting debut with the movie Lost in Paradise, the hit thriller, in 1975. He would go on to land a series of television roles on 8 is Enough, Starsky and Hutch, Knots Landing, The Dukes of Hazzard, and Moonlighting before his big break, co-starring on the television series Alien Nation, along with its subsequent 5 subsequent TV movies as Detective Matthew Sykes. Quick question. Any of you guys watch Alien Nation?
I did.
I had a feeling you had. Did you enjoy it, John?
My memories of it, yes. Yeah. I mean, I liked the movie a lot, which is why I was watching the show. I don't have an encyclopedic knowledge of Alien Nation by any means, but I remember watching the show quite a bit when it was on the air.
Yeah, and everybody in the live chat, please feel free to share your favorite memories of either Gary or Saval or Matt Sykes. Maybe he was
Mhm.
also in Robot Jocks. Our good
That's a lot
buddy,
of people talking about that today.
That
yeah, our good buddy Don Crandall often talks about Robot
Robot
Jocks.
Jocks. Wow.
It's kind of like a Robotech kind of movie.
Okay.
Anyway,
Yeah. Hmm.
so this continues. Everybody let us know if you've seen Robot Jocks. Let me pull this back up. All right. So yeah, StarTrek.com continues. Let me pull it up. Here it is. Fans of Star Trek knew him best as Star Trek Enterprise's Soval, the Vulcan ambassador to Earth, who causes problems for both Admiral Forrest and Captain Archer with his unfavorable attitude towards humans. He felt the same way about the Dutch, by the way. Soval would go, oh no, that's just me. Soval would go on to object to giving Archer command of the Enterprise NX-01 and later blame him for the destruction of the P'Jem Monastery. Prior to Enterprise, Graham appeared in the Star Trek Voyager episode Cold Fire.
I love him in that. Oh, so good.
You remember it, huh? I remember he was in a
It's so
coffin.
I've told you this so many times. I love it. It's like such a chilling performance. And I think, like, aside from Kes, I mean, he really made the Ocampa pop. Oh, he's so good. Added like more layers, and he's just one of those characters like who's in one episode and you really remember him.
Wow.
Oh, Barry.
Let me see if I can find a good shot of him as
It's like
the
him
Ocampa.
and that little girl who I think is in the Invisible Friend episode of TNG. It's like super, super scary.
Not, oh no, not that one.
Oh, Isabella?
No, I don't like it. That one haunts me.
I'm pretty sure
Isabella. So here's Tanis with Kes.
Oh, yes. Yes. Okay.
He's saying, "Hey, why don't you drop the cook?"
Going our ship.
So
Mhm.
that was Tanis. I feel like that was first season, wasn't it?
Good question.
Anyway,
Let's
so
see.
that's what that is.
No, 210.
Okay, second season. Let's look at what the live chat is saying very
Yes.
quickly. See if any. Chasen says, I feel the same way about humans. Matt Boardman says, every time he appeared on screen, he would yell out, "It's Gary Graham." Everyone in the theater would laugh. I imagine that when he arrived in heaven, he yelled out, "It's Gary Graham."
Aw, that's so nice. Aw.
He definitely did have that larger than life thing. You know, one time I was working on him with him on a show or on the thing. I think it was Renegades the Requiem. I think that was the one. It was at Laurel Canyon Stages, which is known. They used it for Firefly and a bunch of other things. You definitely recognize it out in the valley. And on one of the days that he was going to shoot on his first day, you know, I was setting up like the changing rooms and the green rooms and stuff like that. And one of the rooms was for Gary. And for everybody else, I just put their name. But for him, I put Gary motherfucking Graham. And let me tell you, he was very pleased with that.
Yeah. Sounds like you would
definitely so it reminds me of that a little bit, what Matt was saying. He's like, he looked at it, he's like, Gary motherfucking Graham. That's right.
Yeah. He was very gregarious. Yeah. I
He
remember
was.
meeting him first time on Renegades, but not Requiem, because Requiem was the first one.
No, Rec Room was the second one.
The second one? Oh, okay. So
That's where you met him and Aaron.
That's where I met him.
Mm-hmm. I think I met him on the first one back in October of 2013.
Wow.
Yeah. So I got a lot of Gary Graham stories. We could pepper those in.
Yay.
But he was always fun. He was always funny. He always had a great smile. He was always positive. He was always friendly. He was always respectful. I don't know how he did it, but he was at least acted like he was always in a good mood. It was really amazing. Good guy. And he was my workout partner for a while there. We went
Your
to the
gym
same gym.
buddy.
Yeah, he was my gym buddy. I always
When we
called him
first became
Gurry.
friends, it's like, who's this Gurry person you're always talking about? You're like, Gary Graham. I
I
was
just
like,
called
you work
him
at a
Gurry.
Tannis, the friend of the evil caretaker?
No, it's Saval. Everybody knows.
Mhm.
John Orchiola, I don't know if you ever had a chance to meet Gurry. I don't think Gary ever knew why the hell I called him Gurry. I just called him Gurry for
I
fun.
sure don't. But
I just thought it was funny to call him Gurry. You know, kind of. I think it was because there's a Lord of the Rings character, not in the movies, but in the books. Somebody can correct me if I'm wrong. It was like the king of the mountain people or something like that, and it was called like Gone Bury Gone. So Gurry, I don't know, something like that. Anyway, what
Paging
you've
Faith Howell.
right. It was Gone Bury Gone. I don't know, something like that. So John, did you have any fun memories of Saval and Enterprise?
I mean, I always thought Saval was a really interesting Vulcan character. I liked how was it Archer or was it Forrest who rubbed it into him that he spent too much time among humans in season 4, and the revelations that he was a lot more supportive of humans than he let on initially. Um, so a great Vulcan character, kind of like the harbinger of what the Vulcans ended up being in the original series. I think that was the whole point of that character, was to kind of bridge that towards more of what Spock and Sarek would become after what's her name?
To
The
Paul.
not to Paul, the other one, the younger one who became the older one who was in Amok Time. What's her name? To
T'Pau.
Pal. Pal. Right. Um, but also, isn't Gary Graham a musician? He has a band called the Sons
Yeah.
of. He
Yes.
did the theme song for the Shuttlepod show.
And
Right.
Star
And
Trek Blues Band.
yeah, they were
Sorry.
the
No?
they were the house band at Star Trek Las Vegas,
Right.
which was a lot of fun. Those guys were zany. And then one year they just kind of like came and played in the hotel, which was kind of fun. But yeah, no, we had a good time with the Sons of Kirk rock band. It was a very Star
Oh.
Trek themed.
Yeah, they came by Virtual Trecon, our first one, which like that was such a very dark time where everybody was quarantined at home alone, and we're all like on our computers having some social contact, and then like Gary pops in, and he's so animated, and they submitted like that video with the Sons of Kirk, and I was like, oh, what a bunch of sweethearts! It was just really, really sweet to say and like see, and also like what a great actor, because when I first saw him at STLV going through Masquerade, and like he was kind enough to let like Ryan introduce him around the different like especially associate producers of Seventh Rule, and I'd like see them all like laughing. He was never like in a rush to get to his room, just like always had time for fans and was so friendly. And yeah, I just what a great actor, because he's so like stoic in these characters that he portrayed, and like not at all like playing himself. And I just have to share like one comment I saw in the Seventh Rule group from Emma Radka, who was saying like he was actually at a Star Trek convention and Gary went up to him and asked for a picture. Like, I mean, that's just like
Yes,
such a sweet thing. He's like, no one ever did that before. Really sweet.
Mhm.
that's true. That is very sweet. And it reminds me of somebody by the name of Garrett Wong. Garrett
Mhm.
Wong used to go around at Star Trek conventions and ask for pictures of Star Trek fans walking around. And when I read that comment from Immo and how it made him feel special and happy, I remember that's what Garrett Wong did for us. And it really does make you feel, it makes you feel special. You're like, whoa, this big time cool actor that I think is so cool just came up to me and asked me for a picture. So I can understand how that was very memorable, but that's the kind of guy that Gary was. I wonder what the picture was for. I wonder if it was because he was wearing a fun shirt, or if Gary was just making friends like he always did, but he was always jovial and joyous. He had such a joie de vivre. He wanted to just laugh and be. I'm like, when does the smile go away? He was always like, had that little smirk, like I got something, some bad news brewing. I got something sly happening.
That's like
Katie
so
said,
sweet at the Laffy Awards when he presented, and then just one other one is the Alien Nation panel you guys did for virtual Trecon. That was just, I was so moved
So
by that,
great.
and I definitely need to watch Alien Nation. But like they talked so much about like how it was really like an allegory for race relations, and like they even get recognized like on the subway in Manhattan, and people would come up to them and like they're like, I just have to say I love your show. And just like you never, it was just like sweet to hear how much they treasured that recognition like decades later.
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah.
I only saw the first episode of Alien Nation, but it did have that great allegory, and it had a great speech delivered by Gary, which was fun. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was cool. Yeah, they
Mhm.
were great to us. They took good care of us. They always showed up on virtual TrekCon. They recorded shows. I helped them, get their band off the ground initially, and we had a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun with those guys. Really good group, and I'm sorry that it's not going to continue on. I mean, I know that they've got a bunch of songs recorded,
Mhm.
so I'm sure we'll certainly be hearing all of it.
And
Come,
they played at Nichelle Nichols's last convention party.
that's right.
That was
Yeah, 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2 years ago. 2
Yeah.
years and 1 month.
Mm.
Let's see. May Borello says, oh yeah, she says that Gary and the Sons of Kirk played at Nichelle's farewell
Oh.
celebration. They were so
Yeah.
great. Gary was always so nice to everyone. He really
Mhm.
was. I
He
think that's just the
was.
bottom line was he was always
Mhm.
so nice, like an endless fountain of niceness.
Well, and he was always so friendly when at conventions after Aaron passed away. There's a lot of people who didn't recognize me. Not that I expected they would, because I didn't have Aaron next to me, but he did, and he always made it a point to say hello. Um, so yeah, and he was one of those kind of people, and yeah, only fond memories of Gary.
I just remembered one more thing that's kind of funny. I won't get into any details, but one time at the gym, somebody was using a machine in the most peculiar fashion. Some people they just and you're like, are you working out? You're humping? Like it just looked like they were like using a leg machine to like hump. Like it's so
So
weird.
us again.
Yeah. They were doing like using like a leg machine, but rather than sitting on the leg machine and extending to do the quadriceps or the quadriceps, they were kind of sitting on the floor with their back, and they were doing like pelvic undulations with it, like yeah, like that. So
John.
so of course I just pointed it out to Gary, but Gary wasn't one to keep quiet. Of course, he said something.
Of course, he said something.
Anyway, it was
Oh, that's funny.
just like, what is making babies? Anyway,
Practicing anyway.
you never know. Gonna make a cyborg. Um,
Oh.
so there's a bit more here. Oh, it's great to see Faith Howell, everybody in the live chat. It's great to see her
Mhm.
typing. Her throat's a little messed up today and she's feeling ill. So everybody give her a shout out because you can still type away. For some reason, I was
Yeah.
surprised to see her there, but that's right. You can still type with a sore throat. She
Yeah.
says, Anne Marie, thanks for the shout out. But even after a Google, I have no idea what Ryan is talking about. And that's
Or is it
probably the
right?
first, and I'm throwing it in it was in the books. I read it in the books, not in the movie. Watch.
Was it
Gone,
your own
Bury,
fan fiction?
no, Gone, Bury, Gone. Watch. Here it is. Gone, Gone, Bury, Gone. This guy.
Oh, I was like, is this a Tina Belcher situation?
If anybody
Oh,
remembers reading this name in the, I think it was in the
Oh, good
third book.
pronunciation.
I mean, I don't know. Who knows? We don't know how to pronounce it. But anyway, I used to make jokes about that band that sang that song, Gone, Baby Gone, Love is Gone, but I would say Gone, Bury, Gone. Anyway, look, one more thing on this topic.
Oh,
This
Andre's
is
here. Hi, Andre.
Andre Kottman has
yay.
partied with us in the past
Yeah.
with Gary and us. Please
Yes.
drop your party comments, Andre, and tell us, that sci-fi guy in the live chat. Tell everybody how much you used to party with Gary with us.
Yeah, and Dave Gregory got to have a drink with him in Vegas.
That's something.
So that's nice. Special.
Here's one more item. This is from Creation Entertainment on Facebook.com. They've got one of their old Gary Graham pictures, and they say, Creation Entertainment mourns the loss of our friend and talented Star Trek actor Gary Graham. We first got to work with Gary in 1989 when we ran the official Alien Nation convention in California. As Detective Matt Sykes, Gary was a charismatic and dynamic lead whom fans fell in love with. Years later, he went on to appear as Vulcan Ambassador Saval in Star Trek Enterprise, and we had the pleasure to work with Gary once again. In subsequent years, he appeared at many of our Las Vegas events, regaling the audience with insightful and often witty stories of his career and performing with his band on our stages. We join our global Star Trek family in extending our sincere condolences to his family.
Well, and
always classy.
What knowledge, film knowledge he had. It was so always, when we had the opportunity to, interesting to hear his stories of being on the set, or being part of the director's room, or something. He was a seasoned actor, but he was a seasoned filmmaker, overall filmmaker. And it was, he was so knowledgeable, and it was always great to listen to him share in that knowledge that he learned through experience and his experiences throughout the decades of his career.
Anybody who's like a working actor for decades just blows my mind. Like what an accomplishment.
Yeah.
There are a couple really good sci-fi guy says Ryan would throw out a joke and Gary would make the most confused faces. I lived to see it each time.
Yeah, he would. He'd give a look like, it's with this guy.
Well, and then I feel like a while back you were like, oh, I'm having a sleepover. Gary's asleep in the guest room. Also, you have a guest room? Man, that doesn't happen in New York.
If he was asleep in the guest room, he fell asleep. We didn't have a sleepover.
Oh,
everybody,
okay.
I'm like, everybody out at midnight. We're not a hostel. Y'all can hang out, but then it's time to move on. I do remember one time though that Gary and I FaceTimed Doug Jones one time when he was out doing Discovery, and it was just like a fun little 3-person party there, because Doug's always so funny and sweet and entertaining. Anyway, so before we move on, everybody, let's do a toast. If you've got a beverage with you, raise a glass to Mr. Gary motherfucking Graham. He was a real one. He definitely said things, and he definitely did things. He always brought the party with him.
Gary motherfucking Graham.
Fucking great.
He was a very good friend, in all honesty.
Mm.
Always a good guy.
I
All
mean,
right.
it's just, I mean, conventions are so fun, but there are some people who just like go above and beyond to interact with fans. Like Aaron was obviously the king of that, but Gary was like definitely like next level, and it just makes it feel so special. So otherwise, you feel like, oh my god, I'm just like a loser at a Star Trek convention, giving them all my money. It's just really special.
Yeah, I'm going to miss the shit out of that guy, truth be told.
Mm-hmm.
So everybody, please make sure you keep his family, especially in your hearts and in your minds, and do whatever you do, but send them all your love, because it's got to be really, really, really hard for his family, especially his wife and daughter.
Yeah.
All right. Let's move on. I'd like to see cheers to from everybody. Thanks for that, everybody. Check
Okay,
this
I have
out.
one more thing to say, just is that like it's so special getting to see people and meet people at conventions, and it just like really makes you treasure them. And like if you're ever on the fence about going, like it's just you never know like when their last convention will be or when your last convention will be, and just live life to the fullest.
We
Yeah.
keep getting that
Star Trek
reminder, don't we?
conventions.
And go up to the table, say hello, because they want to talk to you as much. Well, the Gary and Aaron both wanted to talk to you as much as you wanted to talk to them.
About different things usually, but yeah.
Usually, but but they were both very welcoming and engaging with the fans. So just like most guests
just walk up to the table like this. No. This wallet's vegan, by the way. Anyway,
I like to bring my checkbook and just have it already
to make enemies. Who do I make the check out to? Yourself.
It's John Orchiola's signature.
You can keep it.
Oh, they'll pass the check.
You can
They do digital now.
Yeah, all right. Well, we're going to miss the shit out of Gary, and I'm really bummed. Yes. I wish we could just talk about him the entire show, but we probably shan't. But everybody, please continue in the live chat. If you have more stories to share of Gary, please do. And in the comments below, if this is live, when it's over, refresh it. Leave a comment about Gary so that we could cherish him forever. Or if you are watching this after the live show, go ahead and leave that comment right now.
There's rad. one more comment to highlight, because I feel like this always endears people to me so much. So Dave Gregory says, Gary's daughter, he posted so much about her, and it's so heartbreaking. It's just such a beautiful thing when parents like care so much about their kids. Very sad.
Yeah.
All right.
Yes.
Here we go. So up next is something. Oh, this is a fun one. Oh my goodness. Which one to choose from? There's so many good ones. Let's start with screenrant.com.
Oh, those guys.
Check this one out. Written by John Orchiola. Star Trek's biggest virtual con and awards show. Huge guest stars and events lined up. Many of the biggest names in Star Trek. Oh, Star Trek. I'll check that out. As well as the Lappy Awards, Star Trek's only award show voted by the fans, are coming to virtual TrekCon 5. Whoa. So,
whoa.
Do you want to tell us a bit about this, John?
Well, I mean, this is bombshell information I got from virtual TrekCon's very own Ryan T. Husk. But yeah. Yeah, this is some big stuff. So as we all know, Virtual TrekCon is happening on YouTube on the Virtual TrekCon channel from February 15th to February 19th. And so we have some big information about what we can expect on Virtual TrekCon 5. Starting with the premiere of Walter Koenig on the 7th Rule.
Woohoo!
We do love that.
Yay!
So check this out.
What?
Yeah, this reads, Excellent writing by John
My
Orchiola.
crush.
John Orchiola hammers out more cool content and articles of anybody I've ever seen ever. He's like a machine. This one reads, Virtual TrekCon 5, Star Trek's biggest online convention from the minds behind the Seventh Rule podcast. I like that. Is back in February with huge events and Star Trek guest stars. Star Trek conventions take place all over the world each year, but the biggest being August's annual Creation Convention in Las Vegas, dubbed STLV, Trek to Vegas this year. However, the Seventh Rule producers and co-hosts, Sirach Lofton of Star Trek Deep Space Nine and Ryan T. Husk with Melissa Longo and their team.
That's me.
And Matt Boardman and others, great people, are aware many Star Trek fans can't travel to conventions. Thus, they created Virtual TrekCon, which brings the Star Trek convention experience to fans on YouTube for free.
Yes.
Unless you want to pay.
Yes.
Have your checkbook out.
Yeah.
Um,
Taking place. Oh, go ahead.
No, keep going.
Taking place from February 15th to 19th on Virtual TrekCon's YouTube. Virtual TrekCon 5 features several days of events, games, and live panels, culminating with the third annual Lappy Awards on Sunday, February 18th. The Lappies are the first and only Star Trek awards show that is voted on by the Star Trek fans. That's the big part. It's the first and only Star Trek awards show that is voted on by the Star Trek fans. That's so important to us because,
Go ahead. You weren't finished.
No, it's just really important to us because we want to represent fandom. We don't want to say, here's our opinion of the best episode.
Yeah.
And you guys are going to like it. We want to know, we're just as curious as you guys are. We want to know what you guys think. We want you to vote on these, and you have, and the winners have been tabulated, and they will be announced on Sunday, February 18th at 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern Time during the live star-studded event that is the 2024 Lappy Awards. What were you going to say, Melissa?
Well, I just got so excited about the visual, the graphic for Virtual TrekCon 5. It's beautiful. The colors are beautiful. It's just stunning. Good job.
Okay. And also, there's going to be red carpet fashion. There's going to be an amazing hype show. There's going to be an amazing post-show analysis at Sports Center. It's going to be an amazing event.
I just like that you said Sports Center. Can you tell us more about the pre-show and the post-show?
Oh my God, I'm so excited. That's okay. As much as I love the Lappies, I actually love all three of these things equally because it's they all go together and it's so much fun. So the first part one of this is the hype show, and that's Sci-Fi Sisters and Lori Ulster of Trek Movie and Randy Frank of Lambda Quadrant. And last year they were just hilarious, and I was trying to blow dry my hair and get ready, and I just had to keep turning off my blow dryer to laugh. And I was like, wait, did I miss a good joke? And they were making all these jokes that then continued post Lappies as they were buying props to commemorate jokes they had made. For example, when Trip gets pregnant, they were when he has that nipple on his wrist, they were what if he had a pasty with tassels Vegas? And then somebody bought them and they brought them on the cruise. So funny. But yeah, they're just hysterical and also really valid points. And we also have them announce a couple categories of winners in the hype show to get us all even more ready. Then Lappy Awards obviously are incredible. Some years we'll have almost all the showrunners for current shows, prior showrunners, current actors, legacy actors, writers, even TOS people. It's amazing. And then we have the post show, which John Orchiola is joining me for. And we have Charlotte Schmidt, who we love. And then we have an epic showdown of Mission Log's John Champion and Greatest Generation's Benjamin R. Harrison. It's going to be a full house, and it's going to be very fun and a lot of laughs, but also a lot of serious analysis. So I can't wait.
Serious analysis.
Yeah, real
John,
serious analysis.
serious.
did you sign up for serious analysis, John?
Yes.
Only doing serious analysis.
Oh.
Hmm.
Confusing. All right. I do love that though. I do love seeing the people after the show like hemming and hawing and be like,
Oh my god, I love when Char comes in like a sports jacket. It's so much fun.
well, for Sports Center.
Yes.
Oh, that's great.
All right, so here's a bit more because this is actually a very extensive article that John writes. He continues, in May of 2023, the Seventh Rule created the Cisco Day, a celebration of Star Trek Deep Space Nine's Captain Benjamin Sisko and the actor who portrayed him, Avery Brooks. That may be my proudest moment, to be honest. Like, that's just, this man deserves to be recognized.
Absolutely.
It continues, the Cisco Day honors Captain Sisko in the same vein as Captain Picard Day and the annual June tribute to Star Trek The Next Generation's Captain Jean-Luc Picard. Cisco Day trended for 2 days on Twitter as fans wrote tributes to Captain Sisko that his TV son, Sirach Lofton, who played Jake Sisko, delivered to Avery Brooks. Captain Sisko's absence from Star Trek since the series finale of Star Trek Deep Space Nine in 1999 has been glaring, especially since Patrick Stewart returned in Star Trek Picard and Kate Mulgrew reprised Star Trek Voyager's Captain Catherine Janeway on Star Trek Prodigy, and Captain Archer is returning in Starfleet Academy. While it's quite like, I hope someday, maybe, you never know.
Well, right now he's downstairs on Broadway from my apartment. I'm like walking around like, am I going to see Captain Archer?
So this is all great stuff, John. Man, this is extensive. Good stuff there.
Yeah. Mm.
He also includes.
So Chason says, congratulations on Virtual TrekCon's first 5-year mission. Love that.
Yay. Oh, it's so pretty.
Yeah, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
To Chason, not to the pretty. The pretty was made by Matt Boardman, the Matt Boardman, that is.
So pretty.
So, John, can you tell us real quick, when you're mining for articles, how does that process go? Do you go like, you start adding some information into something, and then you go, you know what? There's a lot here. This is its own article. This is actually its own story right here.
Well, yeah. I mean, for Virtual TrekCon, when you and I talked about what was coming up, I realized this is a pretty big article on its own. And then, so it was really a matter of getting all that information in a legible way that, it's easy to understand and got all the information across. And then once all that was done, I realized that there's still one big thing that the Seventh Rule Virtual TrekCon people were working on, which is the Cisco Day. So that had to be the second part of the article, which made it a really robust little read. And I think communicates pretty clearly how big all this stuff is going to be this year.
That reminds me, you guys, we actually have the website that has been updated to reflect this.
Yeah.
So check
which
this
is linked
out.
in the article.
Beautiful.
Yay.
Thank you very much. Check this out. This is virtualtrekcon.com. Everybody, please go to virtualtrekcon.com and take a look around, because it's going to give you a lot of information in the next few weeks. Look at how close we are already. 23 days away. This is panic time for us. We're like, wait, what? This actually makes us nervous when we see this, because it's so huge. It's 5 days with like 14 hours. Okay. So check this out. Very cool. Look at this. So Virtual TrekCon 5 is coming in a little more than 3 weeks. We're going to have live premieres with Walter Koenig doing The Cage and Star Trek The Original Series. Denise Crosby. Oh, man. Is that in one of these articles? Am I spoiling right now?
It's
John?
I think there's an article.
It's in this article.
It is in this article.
Yeah, and Denise Crosby is reviewing Yesterday's Enterprise live. Okay, this has never been said before.
So cool.
We are going to be recording an episode with Denise Crosby reviewing Yesterday's Enterprise, but we're going to be recording it live so everybody can watch us behind the scenes, like in between our segments when we say we're going to take a quick break. Now you can find out how quick are those breaks really. Is there a day in between? Is there 5 minutes? Do they sometimes literally just stop recording and then jump right back in? Yep, but not this time. We're going to have some fun. There's a lot going on between the scenes, and then you're going to see all the fun banter we have with our free-for-all people before we record. We screw around. We talk so much about each other. It's brilliant. Tons of celebrities. Yeah, frankly, today was frankly. We've got the Lappy Awards here. We've got tons of live shows. You guys ready to see the first bunch of celebrities that have been announced or that are about to be announced right now?
Yes. I heard the live chat. That's how they sounded. Yes.
So we've got Walter Koenig, Jonathan Frakes, Nana Visitor, Armin Shimmerman, Denise Crosby, John Delancey, Sirach frickin' Lofton, Robin Curtis, Bonnie Gordon, Kitty Swink, Juan Carlos Cotto, who's a showrunner in his own right, and brother of Manny Cotto, showrunner of Enterprise, Lolita Faggio. We have John Eves, legendary John Eves, David Gerald, also a legend in his own right, writer of original series stuff, and Dr. Mohammed Noor, of course, and Dr. Abigail Freeman. That's the first 16 announced. We're going to at least double that. That's for sure.
Yeah, that is a massive amount of amazing people. That is a Star Trek convention in and of itself.
Yeah.
Thank goodness. Thank you. And Shatner keeps contacting us and stuff, but John was like, make Shatner wait. It makes him want it more, right?
Well, yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's the key to his heart, is to deny him.
So anyway, everybody go to virtualtrekcon.com and poke around, see all the good stuff.
That's just like the beginning of announcements.
Yes. You guys, check this out. Do you want to see what the schedule is already? Let's just show people the schedule 3 weeks in advance. Right? Let's go for it. View full schedule. Here it is. Oh man. Coming soon. Wait, but what about what? Coming. But I bet you. Oh, coming soon. Okay. But it's coming soon though.
I went through that this morning when I went to the website. Like, oh, more information. Oh, wait, coming soon.
This guy's good at his job, man. Okay, do you want to talk a bit about this one?
Oh, really fast. Mohammed Noor just texted me asking me to share some breaking news. So that he just got from Paramount. So I sent it to you on Facebook Messenger if you want to share the graphic. Mohammed Noor just tweeted it out.
Oh,
I was like, breaking news.
Captain, incoming message. Right.
Priority 1.
Everybody's checking Twitter.
Whatever. No, I'm just kidding. This is great. It's very colorful too.
Okay,
so this is from
amazing because this
Twitter.
I'm going to preface this. This is how Brandon Braga got his start in the career. Again.
This is from twitter.com at MAF That's Maf Noor, as Mohammed says. Are you a college rising junior or senior and want to intern for Star Trek? Here's a shot. Star Trek franchise internship, hybrid role based in Los Angeles. Ooh, hybrid. That means part of the time is, from home, remote, and part of the time
is in space.
That's where your home is, right? Rising juniors and seniors eligible to apply. Oh, I still got to wait like 20 or 30 years then.
I know.
Oh, do you mean? Oh, never mind. And then you click apply here. So everybody, easiest way to find it, just go to @MoffNor, give it a like, give it a retweet, and then give it a clickaroo. Somebody's already retweeting. Look at this, is going nuts already.
That was me. Oh, one of
That was me too.
Joshua M.
All
Patton
six
said,
of them.
Joshua M. Patton says that's also how Terry Matalis got his start. Like,
Good knowledge.
I mean, these are like massive careers that get started that way. How amazing.
All right, so this next article, good stuff. Thank you, Dr. Mohammed Noor. This next article is from screenrant.com. He's been busy. It says, Walter Koenig is, quote, great. And,
I
quote,
was so tempted. I was so tempted to put ...
I thought you would have.
It would make no sense for the headline. It would only make sense to you, me, and Melissa.
You know, when I was going to post it, I was going to say this article is ... great. But then I realized that would have seemed sarcastic if I did that. People would have thought I was insulting the article. Can you tell everybody the genesis of that?
Well, yes. Last Sunday, you, Sirach, Melissa, and I had a fantastic hour-long interview talking all about the seventh rule. It's the 5-year anniversary, the entire history of the seventh rule, all the stuff that's to come. And then we talked a little bit about what it's like for you guys to record the seventh rule with Walter. And you and Sirach were very effusive in your praise of Walter, culminating in you saying that working with Walter was completely, long pause, great.
Was it long? It was pretty long.
It was pretty long.
I ran out of words. I was like, I already used amazing. I used hilarious. That's all I got. The great's the only one left. I need a thesaurus. Here are some of the quotes. When John Orchiola asked us, so what's it like working with Walter Koenig? Is it fun? Is it weird? What's the story? Ryan T. Husk answers, Walter, I don't know how he can be 87 years old and still be the funniest guy in the room and the sharpest guy in the room. So he's fun, he's funny, he's sharp. And what's great about him is, and I don't know if he was always like this, or if some people, when they reach a certain age, they reach that I don't give up age, you know? So he won't pull any punches. He will razz you, and he will make jokes, and you're like, wow, where did that come from? He's so good at just being the funniest guy in the room and just looking for it, and just going for it and having fun. It's been amazing. It's been completely great. That's a quote for you.
Yeah, because you, Sirach, Melissa, and I just cracked up.
I like how I messed up reading my own quote. This is the worst thing ever. Yeah, I don't even know how to read my own word.
When I listened to the transcript, you actually got really close there when you're reliving it.
It's almost like the same person.
Almost.
Yeah, I remember this is the part wow, where did that come from? When he sings you. Then Sirach Lofton says, Walter is the best at sarcasm. He's really good at deadpanning you and giving you false information and seeing how long it takes you to figure it out. He does. He's very good at that. And so you have to be on your toes with it. Like, are you telling me the truth right now or ... You have to really question it. And then I can't believe how much he has in his mental database. At his age, he's bringing up stuff like, we'll watch an episode and he'll be like, no, her last name is Breyer. And actually, before she got married, her acting stage name was that, but it's really some other name. And then you're like, okay. And he's like, and she and I did this that day back when we were in acting class. No hanky panky. And then Ryan says, actually, Amok Time, I think, is the one, which was the one that which one was it that we did where he does mention some hanky-panky stuff?
Amok
Because
time. Yeah.
it was
Yeah.
there was definitely some kissy face talk.
He's so funny.
But you'll have to find out when. Let's see, where's the information on this? Did we skip past that? Here it is. It reads, the first 2 episodes of Walter Koenig on the Seventh Rule will premiere during virtual Trecon 5 on the week of February 15th to 19th. And those episodes will revisit Star Trek's original unaired pilot, The Cage, and Amok Time, Star Trek TOS's season 2 premiere, which was Koenig's first appearance as Mr. Chekhov.
Yay.
So there you have it, everybody. First thing we're going to do is The Cage. Second thing we're going to do is Amok Time. They're both having live premieres between February 15th and 19th for virtual Trecon 5, and we are so freaking excited. John, you actually interviewed Walter before, right?
Yeah, I interviewed him back in November when we first announced that he was going to be on the Seventh Rule. Let me ask you something.
Did he deadpan you?
Oh yeah, exactly. Everything Sharrock said is absolutely true.
And it's so surprising.
I know, he ran circles
don't
around me.
expect it.
So let me ask you this: when you guys watched The Cage, had Walter ever seen it before? Because I'm pretty sure Sharrock hadn't seen it before. So you were all fresh to The Cage.
I had watched it once.
I see.
So
That's awesome.
So we averaged out to we'd all seen a third of it on average.
That's
How many times have you seen it?
Me? Probably 3 times.
Melissa's seen it once.
Yeah, I saw it once before the watch.
Does it count when you've seen it as part of the menagerie?
Once.
Does it count if you watch the menagerie a bunch of times?
That's hilarious.
It is very meta.
That's a 0.5.
Well, isn't it almost all of it is in the menagerie?
Yeah, almost all of it. There's some stuff that isn't.
That's why menagerie is 2 parts.
That sounds boring. That makes me yawn just thinking about it.
No, it's good. That's when your friend is on. That's when your friend is in the episodes.
We're watching people. We're watching people watching Star Trek.
Yeah, but it's your friend Captain Pike.
Sean Kinney.
Yes.
Sean Kinney.
You guys, should we have Sean Kinney on Virtual Trecon 5?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
I will beat once for yes.
But we
amazing response, John. Oh my God, that's A+.
I wish I had the sound effects.
Yeah.
I would love to. He's a great guy. By the way, Sean Kinney co-starred in a film called The Assassin's Apprentice 2 that I produced that also starred Mr. Gary Graham and Mr. Armin Shimmerman and Tracy Coco. Yeah, that was the Assassin's Apprentice 2. Melissa Longo was also in it.
Yeah, I was just about to say that's the movie I got my SAG card from.
Awesome.
That was a big day.
That was a big day.
Out in the ranches of the Western Valley. That was
Petting
a fun
bulls.
shoot.
There was one bull.
It's a good time.
Gary Graham.
You know, that was one thing with Gary on that set, which is, and this kept happening, and sometimes you don't need to be reminded of these things, but you do. We're shooting stuff, we shoot this thing, we shoot that thing. Then we sit down and we're like, okay, we're going to get this close-up of Gary Graham delivering a line. So here's your line. And he says it so well. And suddenly just like we all stop. We're like, whoa. I mean, he's just saying like, I see. All right, I'll talk to you later. I don't know what the line was, but it's like he does it so well. Like you realize when you're in the presence of really good actors that are like naturals, where they just say something better than you imagined it in your head when you read the script. You're like, this dude is freaking good. We should pay this guy.
He is freaking good.
He was
But
incredibly
I
good.
remember walking onto onto that set, and I knew Gary. I'd met him previously, but not expecting him to remember me. But the first thing he does is say, "Hey, how's it going?" And then gives me a big hug. And I'm like, "Oh, this dude is so awesome. He is always so awesome."
I remember that you burped on him. When he hugs really tight.
Yeah, he's a good hugger. Yeah.
Tightly, I should say.
Yeah.
Here's
Good
a quick
hugger.
update from Strange New Worlds, everybody. You guys ready for a Strange New Worlds update?
Si, senor.
This is from a website called Instagram.com from Jordan Canning, who's directing right now.
Ooh.
Day
Here's
12.
another. Yeah, day 12. That's quite a long shoot. That's got to be the last day.
I want to eat ice cream out of those bowls, or maybe ramen.
Yeah, what are the? I feel like that might be like teacups. What do you like, Vulcan teacups? What do you guys think?
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe.
I was like, it's some alien Fabergé egg. I don't know.
Why would you have a
So
replicator
cool.
replicate empty cups?
Maybe they're ceremonial,
Yeah.
like in Deep Space Nine, the Klingon stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Well, don't they
Right.
return dishes to the replicator to be dematerialized?
Yeah,
True.
Jake did
What
that.
Keiko says. Yeah. So
I
But
love the
cool.
also, did they
design.
have replicators in the 23rd century? Or weren't they called like food dispensers or something else? Like they weren't actually called replicators.
I don't know.
Maybe it's
That's-
beta. They're beta testing
God, it looks so good though.
Ah,
Like
I
just
so
the artistry
gorgeous.
so yeah, it really
so
is.
good.
Okay. Okay, Faith Howell, where do we buy those cups?
Yeah,
Right.
that's definitely Pottery Barn. I think
They're
that's
so
Pottery Barn.
pretty.
In fact, I think I remember. Let me check and make sure.
It just like still kind of throws me because like I remember we were talking about this a couple months ago that it was reported that their shooting schedule is like about 2 weeks per episode. But just
Mhm.
because I listened to so many podcasts about the history of making like TOS and 90s track, it like throws me for a loop seeing a day 12 because
Yeah.
theirs were 6 to 7 days. So when I
5
saw
even.
this morning, I was like, what? 12 days?
Yeah, I remember where I saw this made. It was Demi Moore. There was
In
some music.
Ghost.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, and Ghost.
Yeah, these are her
Where's
works.
Patrick
Oh my God.
Swayze?
It was Whoopi Goldberg's souvenir.
What the hell is Ditto? It's the best line.
I'm Henry VIII, I am.
All right. Here is one more article from screenrant.com. This guy's pumping them out like a machine right now.
Yeah.
This one says Star Trek Picard missed a perfect Jake Cisco comeback, says Sirach Lofton. Do you want to tell us about this one, John?
Well, yes, this also came from our interview. When I asked Sirach the hard-hitting question of when he was coming back to Star Trek, knowing he can't answer it.
Once.
But no, but he talked about how when he watched Picard season 1, the first episode, Remembrance, which by the way premiered today, 4 years ago today.
Wow.
Was the
Wow.
first premiere of Star Trek Picard. So that very episode that Sirach Lofton is referencing in this article had a scene where Admiral Picard sits down and is interviewed in his home at Chateau Picard, and he gets grilled and he doesn't like it. He gets pissed off. And he goes on a rant, an anti-Starfleet, anti-Federation rant. And Sirach is right. That was a perfect way to bring in Jake Cisco. That Jake could have been that reporter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just feel like I didn't want his character to be like cut short or ruined or something. Like I'm still waiting for his big return.
Yes. Mhm.
You know, that's how I felt too. At first, okay,
Yes.
it's like a roller coaster. First, I was like, when I first
How
watched that
dare
episode,
they?
I was like, dude, that could have been Jake Cisco. You have a reporter asking questions. This is perfect. But then as that passed, I was like, but then now it opens up the possibility of having a much bigger role than like a scene or a scene split into 3 scenes. But now I realize that with how much Star Trek's going around, getting one role in a new Star Trek series or episode doesn't necessarily prevent you from getting it in another one now.
Right.
Like for example, I feel like there's been, well, I guess the Outrageous
There have been a couple
Okana.
like Shelby. I was gonna say
The
those
Outrageous
two.
Okana's been in 2, right?
Mhm.
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 Shelby has been in 2.
Shelby was walking around that party in the Lower Decks episode. I think it's the
Mhm.
Duplers episode.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Well,
I feel like there's
yeah, but Jake Cisco has the unique role of being a reporter, which means he could be anywhere. He's
Mhm.
not tied to a post or a position, so he could be in any of the new shows or all of them.
yeah.
He should
And
just
also
be in
like
all of them.
there would have been such a conflict of interest if they had a reporter interviewing Picard whose mother had died in Wolf 359. So I feel like it's probably
Yeah.
better
True.
they didn't do that.
Yeah.
Then I would have questioned the integrity of the news service. Even though that reporter they sent wasn't obviously wasn't neutral.
But there would be a lot of subtext there
Yeah.
if Jake Cisco is asking hard-hitting questions and he's like, I'm just asking questions. But
Yeah.
really, there's like a lot more going on there
Yeah.
because they're like playing footsies under the table, and it's just
Arm wrestling.
Footsies, and then there'd be another entry on the memory alpha page.
yeah.
Later on in that article, though, I also kind of speculated on Sirach coming back and how
Ooh.
if he came back in an animated series in Lower Decks or Prodigy, Lower Decks and Prodigy are set 6 to 8 years after Deep Space Nine ended. So if he voiced Jake in an animated show, it wouldn't be a problem. He just has to make himself sound 25 years younger. But if he came back in the 25th century, the Picard era, he's age appropriate to actually play Jake Cisco 25 years later. So it works either way.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, and Sirach Lofton just has this natural youthful look to him anyway, so he could get away with playing only 8
But
years.
Sirach also bald goatee, spitting image of his TV dad.
Exactly.
Yes.
As he aged, he looked more like Avery. It's like perfect.
Yeah. Yeah.
When he gets the round glasses,
Yes.
like the round glasses and
yeah.
like at certain angles, sometimes you're like, whoa, what'd you do?
Yeah.
Plus, he knows Mariner. I'm assuming,
Mhm.
because Mariner was
Yeah,
on Deep
he does
Space
know
Nine.
Marin.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, he did have the NAM in the Deep Space Nine episode of Lower Decks.
Mm-hmm.
So
We're almost
Oh my
there.
gosh! So we're still talking
almost
about those.
there.
Just really fast in the live chat, talking about those cups that were in Jordan Canning's picture. Then I was like, should I get the cocktail shaker that was in her picture last week that Faith Howell found on Amazon? And then Faith Howell says she bought 2 because nobody talked her down. Amazing.
Yeah.
That's a good investment. They were on sale and screen accurate.
Yes.
Well, here's another article that you may enjoy, everybody. It is from trekmovie.com, and it's entitled New Discovery Villain Actor Talks Pure Adventure and Star Trek Callbacks in Season 5. Check this out. It's this guy. Arr. So that's a little interesting. I feel like we keep getting these little nuggets, these tiny little itty bitty nuggets. And honestly, I'm not expecting anything from any of these shows because they're all busy working, except Discovery, they're done. So I feel like if it's quiet on the Star Trek front, I'm like, cool, they're busy, they're working, they're doing their thing, you know. But I guess with Discovery, you would expect them to keep dropping little bits. John, we still don't know when it's premiering, right? Season 5.
Right. We don't have the actual date. We know that world premiere is in March at SXSW in Austin, and then Paramount Plus premiere is still set for April, but no one's actually said what day.
I'm not invited to that premiere. Like, I thought you'd get an invite.
I hope so.
Well, here's something interesting. So this is an interview with this fellow, Canadian actor Elias Toufexis. Sounds Greek or something, right? I don't know. It's an interview with our buddies over at Trek Culture on YouTube, likening Maul and Locke to Bonnie and Clyde. As a kid, Toufexis and his friends would make their own Star Trek episodes, which is why he was so excited to land this second chance at Discovery. Whoa, did we miss the first chance?
Yes, he was actually in the third episode of Star Trek Discovery. He played a role in he played a very minor role, and he showed his face. So he actually explained this in the Trek Culture article, where he did that role, but he still wanted to be in Star Trek. But he was worried that because he'd already appeared once, he wouldn't be asked back. But he got the opportunity to do Discovery season 5, and it was all in prosthetics and makeup. So he was able to take this role, and he's pretty much in the entire season.
That's how you do it.
Amazing.
If you are an alien, you can come right back and do another alien. But if you're showing your face, it's a little tougher. You can come back as an alien, though.
Like Bruce Horak.
That's right. All right, so check this out. Here's the quote. He says, "It was literally a dream come true. I'm a badass bad guy on Star Trek. I'm shooting phasers. I have my own ship. I'm getting in fights and phaser fights and all sorts of crazy cool stuff. I can't believe I'm doing this." Believe it or not.
So much fun.
There's some more. Okay, yeah. Because I'm like, there's some amazing things.
He says, "Locke is not the Joker. He's not crazy. He's very stoic and tough. He's not big and crazy. This is not just a bad guy that is evil throughout. They go into why he's doing what he's doing, and Maul too, and why they love each other and how they fall in love. All that stuff, at least in my case, I played it completely genuine. It's a genuine love they have for each other, and they just want to do what they're going to do, and they want the Federation off their frickin' tails." I added the frickin' for those of you listening. That's what the story is about from our point of view. So there are so many moments of love and romance, and also moments of fear and doubt. And so it's not just him being angry all the time and evil. They're both layered characters, and they really get into that as the season goes forward, with sacrifices and battles and fights and love, true love. That's what the season is for Maul and Locke. It's all that kind of fun, great romance, but they still do bad things and have to justify why they're doing those bad things. It's a whole layered thing. It was really, really fun to play. Oh, that was a mouthful, huh?
Well, so one Trek fan says, I forgot about this situation. So one Trek fan says, I don't know how to say his name. Is it Elias Toufexis?
Elias. Yeah, Toufexis.
Okay. At STLV last year, but didn't get an autograph or anything. His table was empty because no one knew who he was. It's like, I remember this because our friend Lisa Mackey was like talking to him. And I was like, I just wanted to know more, but I was like, maybe it's from like a movie and I'm not getting the reference. But then I remembered where I had seen his name all over Twitter getting announced to be in Discovery. I mean, it just sounds like he's a really nice guy and super into it, as you'll see in the next quote.
What?
That's very exciting.
I guess I should pull that up.
Well, Elias did have a good number of people whenever I pass by him talking to him because he's outside of Star Trek. He's a huge name in video games. He's done a lot of voiceover
Oh,
work. He's the voice of Starfield. Like the main voice of Starfield. He did Deus Ex, tons of other games, and so people knew him from that.
Oh, awesome.
good to know. Good context there, because I was wondering about that, like where he came from. He says, quote, "One thing I really love, there are two really big callbacks to previous shows in terms of the storyline. So as a fan, I was like, oh, I love this. They were showing me the script and I was like, oh, you're bringing that back? So as a fan, I was really excited about that. I'm not just saying this because I'm in it. I feel like this season is so much fun. I don't know about you guys, but I love
That was a
fun.
great read. But
Yeah.
like somebody mentioned in the live chat too, like well, first of all, it's not that he did have people at his table, but someone said that's kind of how it was with like Todd Stashwick when Todd Stashwick was there before like he became like huge in Picard and also Mary Chieffo even. And sometimes like that endears me to these actors even more
Totally.
when they come to STLV before they're even like before they like their episodes drop and people suddenly like ambush them other years. It just like shows such a genuine like love for the fandom and wanting to get to know it. And it's just
Yeah.
really beautiful.
Mhm.
Hmm.
Thanks.
Also everybody in the live chat, we're going to get to it in a minute, but do you know that there is a movie that features 6 Star Trek actors in it, but it's not Star Trek, unless it's
And
holodeck.
it's not Crossroads. That's only 3.
It's
Oh.
not Crossroads.
So everybody in the live chat, make your predictions now. Which Oscar-winning movie has 6 Star Trek actors in it?
I'll tell you, Crossroads and Crossroads 2.
Combined. Okay, so let's just finish up on Discovery here. It says crazy fun.
This is how to do a hype interview and get everybody excited.
Yeah. So the last thing he says, I think they also saw how Strange New Worlds went pretty big and fun. And I think they were like, let's try that now. We've done this and this and this. So let's go crazy fun too. There are a lot of crazy fun episodes. They're kind of splitting it. So they're doing the overarching story, but also within that overarching story, there are standalone episodes like Strange New Worlds. So the overarching story is there all the time. There are a couple of episodes that I'm not in that are just a standalone, really cool adventure episode. They do that, and then by the end of the episode, there is a little button with me or something like that. And then the next episode is all about me. I think they're really finding a good balance this season. Whoa, all about him?
Well,
Wow.
I'm also
But-
so intrigued. It's like, is that Romulan? I don't know, like, what is the Romulan thing they're calling back to? Is that like the
Yeah.
Tot Utot or whatever that thing was? And like, just what was that episode? Isn't that from Gambit? Like, or was that Vulcan? Like that thing that if you put it together, it would like cause like bad energy.
She was actually a Vulcan.
Oh, okay. But I
with
thought it was like
emotions that
from
was
when they were like
pretending to
their
be a
common
Romulan.
origin. But I thought
Yeah,
it was
what
from
was
their
that thing
common origin.
called?
Wasn't it like the Toxutot?
Yeah, I don't remember.
Hot Toddy. Tal Shiar.
Utot. Someone in the live chat. Yeah. Tasha Yar. Which always drives me crazy. I'm like, how come everything sounds like Tasha Yar?
We miss Tasha Yar.
Greg Kenzo says Calto.
Oh, it might be.
Calto's a game.
Oh. Maybe.
The one other thing I was gonna say is how impressive is it when Star Trek has a romance with an alien in makeup? So they're able to actually film like the makeup being touched. That just always blows my mind. Like,
yeah, Matt Boardman in the live chat says the Tox Utot. Yeah, you got it.
I knew it. I just need to work on my accent.
Yeah. All right. So did anybody get the Oscar-winning? Oh, somebody guesses Roots. No, it's not that one. That one did have a few, though.
Oh, the Roots Christmas special too.
All right. It is, according to ScreenRant.com,
Oh, yes.
it is One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
Yes. Yes.
Written by Mark Donaldson. Good stuff. Here are those actors. Let's see. Louise Fletcher.
Who won Best Actress for One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. And she's the only other actress to win Best Actress award for the Oscars besides Michelle Yeoh. That has been in Star Trek.
I also see Brad Dourif there.
Mm-hmm.
Brad Dourif, that is Crewman Suitor.
Oh, God.
He's also, let's bring it right back to Lord of the Rings where it belongs.
Yeah.
He plays Grima Wormtongue, everybody knows.
And he's in Babylon 5 and like one of the best one-offs or two-offs.
Then we have Christopher Lloyd.
We've
Ooh,
heard
and
of him.
another somebody from maybe my favorite movie, definitely a top 5 movie for me. Michael Berryman, who played Captain Rix in the controversial Star Trek The Next Generation episode Conspiracy. But he also played a character in The Devil's Rejects. Everybody knows and loves The Devil's Rejects. He was hilarious in that one. Let's see. Actor Vincent Schiavelli. That's got to be Italian. He played
Arsenal of Freedom.
Yes, very good knowledge, right. The arms dealer.
Yeah.
And the last one is Peter Brocco, also an Italian last name, as Colonel Matterson, who previously played the Organian Claymore.
Shut up, Bargaining. You know that.
Yeah, but if we're talking Star Wars, it's Organa,
Oh, okay.
right? Princess Leia Organa, isn't that
right?
Oh,
but she's not Leia Organian.
But if it's somebody from that family, they're an Organian. They're an Organ. They're one of the. They're from the Pacific Northwest. That's right. It is. I looked it up. So wow, that's good stuff from them.
West.
Do you remember approving that one, John?
I do. Yeah, I was impressed.
That's great.
Well, it's a great movie, and if you haven't seen it, you should watch it because it's part of cinema history as a great for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
It won
Louise
those
Fletcher
awards for
Louise Fletcher is incredible.
Yeah, she is incredible.
My child. All right, let's talk about this week, everybody. So yesterday on the 7th Rule YouTube channel, we released our full review of Star Trek The Next Generation, Season 3, Episode 1, Evolution. John Orkula, when I say evolution, what am I talking about?
You're talking about Triple H. You're talking about Ric
This
Flair.
guy knows everything.
You're talking about Batista.
I did it for evolution.
One of my friends, when he got married, on a dance, like during the reception on the dance floor, he had wrestling themes alternate between actual songs. And then when the Evolution theme played, it cleared the dance floor because nobody knew what the hell that was.
Really?
It just killed the party dead.
Amazing.
What was the one that really killed it in a good way, though? Was it Hulk Hogan's old song from the 80s?
Oh, Real American?
Yeah, that one.
That's
crazy.
a jam. It's still a jam.
Mm-hmm. Or Stone Cold. Da, 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 da.
Oh my gosh.
Just not The Undertaker. That's boring.
Oh, I should bring up Elias Tufexis. He and I, when I met him at STLV, he's a huge WWE fan. So he and I just talked all about SummerSlam for like 20 minutes. And it turns out
Did he
is
say,
related.
"Hello, I am Elias"?
No.
That's a wrestling reference.
He's related to Mad Dog Vachon and Luna Vachon.
I don't know that.
You don't know them? Oh, yes, you
Ryan,
do.
what?
I don't know. I know like 14 things about wrestling. I just repeat all of them to people that know zero. So it makes me sound like I know a lot.
Oh, you'll know him if you see him.
Okay. What were they what what company were they in?
Well, all over the place. But they were in the old WWF. Luna Vachon was in WWE during the Attitude Era. She managed
Got it.
Goldust at one point when
Okay.
Goldust was like sadomasochistic.
Yeah, I remember that.
Oh yeah. Anyway, sorry. Let's go back to the seventh rule and what's going on this week.
Yeah. All right. So
I
then,
got sidetracked by Elias Tefexis' Twitter. It's so good.
oh, cool. What's his handle?
Elias to
Uh,
Texas.
at Elias Tefexis.
Got it.
He's a good guy. He's a really good guy.
Wow.
So
And
then
he lives
on
Fiddler on the Roof. Amazing.
Ah,
Okay.
so then on
that show.
Wednesday at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern time, go out, click on, let's see, the Falling Tower YouTube channel. Go find YouTube on your internet browser. Click type in Falling Tower and check out. Whoa, it's our 200th. Watch the first episode on Falling Tower.
Whoa.
6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern time on the Falling Tower YouTube channel. We are reviewing for our big 200 episode bash Fisk.
Oh my god, that was my recommendation. So good.
What?
Fisk.
It's this amazing Australian comedy. It's so funny. On Netflix.
We have meteorologist Katie Nicolau joining us for that one. Myself, Dr. Nor, and Katie will review it. Find out if we thought this Australian show was amazing or if we thought it was just an Australian show. That's tomorrow for our big 200th episode anniversary bash, like the Basham brothers, also a wrestling tag team.
The
I always
Doug
thought
and
that was,
Dave.
yeah, why were they called the Bashams? We're the Bashams. Come on. What is this?
Oh, you know what? There's actually a Star Trek reference in Fisk, but not in the first episode. Someone gets a gaming chair so that they can feel like they're on a starship in the office, like in Star Trek. So funny.
I don't know if that's enough to get me to watch it, but you'll find out tomorrow, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern time on the Falling Tower YouTube channel. Then on Thursday on the 7th Rule YouTube channel at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern time, we'll have a nice Throwback Thursday video for you to enjoy. So enjoy that, hopefully. Then on Friday, come right back here, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern time on the virtual Trecon YouTube channel for Star Trek and Chill. We're going to talk Star Trek. We're going to chill. We're going to give you some more nuggets about virtual TrekCon 5. Too many nuggets. Too many. But it's going to be great. Then on Sunday at 9 a.m. Pacific, 12 p.m. Eastern time, where are we? Go to the 7th Rule YouTube channel and check out our first segment review of Booby Trap. Remember Booby Trap, the Next Generation episode? Booby Trap. So check that out. We will see. What's so funny? That's what it's called, Booby Trap.
It's just so funny.
Yeah. It's like that bird with like the blue feet, right? The booby.
Booby.
It looks so goofy. It looks
You're
so
so
goofy.
cute.
All right. Well, that's about it for us, everybody. Let's say hello and goodbye to Lucia, Don, War Dogheim, Galinda, Greg Kenzo out in Hawaii, Linda Anderegg, May Borello, who is definitely going to trek to San Francisco. She knows how to have a good time. It's by going to creation events. Dave Gregory, Robert Kaiser. Oh, I wonder if Robert Kaiser's going to make the trip all the way out from Austria. That'd be cool.
Good question.
Katie, Rose M. Kirby. That's how you do an M in sign language, I think, right?
Oh, and I saw in the live chat, happy belated birthday, Rose M. Kirby.
Happy
Oh,
birthday,
Happy
Rose.
birthday.
Also, Bob D. We see you. Fran Iverson, Allison Leach Hyde, who says booby trap. War Dogheim says, remember to refresh and comment when the stream is over. And if don't watch 2 episodes at the same time, you'll be crossing the streams, and that's bad. Glenn Iverson, thank you for hanging out with us. Chason, all of you, Terry Rose, Rising Phoenix, ooh, that's a cool name. Zanzus Primo, I think. TJ Jackson Bay out in Missouri. He's going, I think.
Oh,
K
and here's
Bliss
one.
Dish.
Yeah, he's gonna be a vendor at STSF.
No way.
That's awesome.
We have 30
Nice.
seconds left. K Bliss, what KL Bliss? I can't tell. Tell us what you're selling. What's your table? And Tanya Dash out in Canada. Scott Jensen the 13th, the legend. All right. John Orchiola, can you please tell everybody where they can find you and all of your amazing articles online?
All you got to do is go to screenrant.com/Star Trek. We publish dozens and dozens and dozens of Star Trek articles every week. And if you want the best of those articles delivered to you in your email on Fridays, subscribe to our newsletter. And I will send them personally because I put that newsletter together.
It's great. And I love it because it's like I put it as one of my like VIP contacts. So like when I get in my inbox, I'm like, ooh, I feel so special. Screen Rant's emailing me.
Okay, so the answer, our vendor pal says, thanks so much for asking. Bliss Pillow since
Oh, cool.
1996,
Oh.
twice at STLV. Are you the one that has like people
Yeah.
napping on tables?
Yes.
And then you walk by and you're like,
Yeah.
why is that lady napping on a table? And then the vendor's like, gotcha, it worked. You
Yeah.
looked and you were curious. I win. I gotcha. And you're
Oh.
right.
The pillows are so blissful that it makes you
Yeah.
fall asleep.
That's a good one. All right, Melissa Longo, where can people find you?
On social media at Melissa Longo, Malissa. On the introvertedrepublic.com at Walking Art Made by Melissa. There is going to be a new line coming very, very, very soon. And Walking Art Made by Melissa on Patreon.
And yourself, Doctor?
At Anne-Marie Siegel1 on Twitter.
You can find me, everybody, on twitter.com at RyanTGHusk. Once again, that's at RyanTGHusk, or just Virtual Trecon, the 7th Rule, or Falling Tower on your favorite social media, but especially right here on YouTube. Thanks, everybody, for hanging out. We really appreciate y'all. It's been a great time. Gonna really miss Gary Graham, to be perfectly honest with you. He was a really nice guy, really good friend, always fun, always happy, always positive. So everybody put a thought out there for Gary and for his family, okay? And leave your comments below of your favorite memory from Gary, whether it's as a person or a role that he played. Thanks all very much. And we will see you next time.
Yes. Can I just add? Remember to be kind, because his family is going through a really difficult time. So be kind. Our whole world is going through a really difficult time nowadays, isn't it? It's weird. Life is so weird, isn't it? Anyway, when you want to find out all of the news about Star Trek and you want to spend some love out to people that need it, put it on the main viewer.